You know, just being able to play here in St. Joe again for another championship means a lot. Every championship tells a different story for us.
Now I feel my hands trembling.
And that's it. The St. Joseph Mustangs, they're going to the MINK League Championship for the 5th straight year.
But I won't back down. For my family, you can ransom me. Headed hard, it broke me to my knees. And on the phone, I'm driving fears like somebody out there after me.
Really, this one for us is a special one. Season 15, to be able to say that we can potentially have 9 MINK League championships in 15 years.
I can't let you get ahead of us. I'ma have to escort you to a seat. Through it all, we can't fail, cause the plan is for the achieve. I'm just really needing some peace, hoping pain quickly leave. I admit I see I'm falling, but for my family rise up. Plan on completing every mission all before my time up. Inside this car, I get it done, just watch my motor climb up. Protecting all the ones I love, can't let this evil blind us.
We lost Dan Gerson, the founder of the Mustangs, and we've worn his initials on the side of our hats all year long. And I think this one is definitely personal. This one's for Dan.
And now I feel my hands trembling. Oh Lord, ain't no promise I'll breathe again. But I won't back down.
This one popped up to first, and the play's made. Sam Pitts throws a perfect game here.
Last year too, just losing in Game 3, I was going for our 4th championship in a row, just a historic mark. But then to have Jess City come through and they played a phenomenal series.
The guys have been talking about it in the clubhouse, from the moment they walked in. That's the only thing that's on their mind is winning another championship.
Chance to right the wrongs of last year when the Jefferson City Renegades beat them on their home field for the MINK League title.
Can't wait to go back and win another championship, and I think that's the goal for us this summer is to go out there and win a championship.
Good evening and welcome to St. Joseph, Missouri, home of Phil Welch Stadium, home of your St. Joseph Mustangs, and tonight, home of Game 3 of the MINK League Championship. Tyler, it's going to be a good one tonight.
Well, if it's anything like last night, Charlie, these boys brought their best, not only offensively but defensively. The amount of web gems we saw yesterday, Charlie, were incredible. Line shot to Jordan Black. Mason holds in a couple plays deep in the hole. Noah Bodenhausen with arguably the greatest catch I've ever seen in my life out in left field. As well as brought the power. Jeter Mose, Mason Holton. Bombs for the Mustangs. And by bombs, I mean they were way out. I cleared the fence by a good 50 feet. Mose, we mentioned 7 for 9 in the playoffs at home. Absolutely incredible numbers. Mason Holton having a fantastic championship series. And I'm really excited for Game 3. I can't imagine how much more electric it'll be, but I know it will be. Fans are already pouring in. I expect possibly double the amount of fans we had yesterday. We had about 2,600. So really excited to see what we have going. And we got Trenton Roller on the mound for us and Brandon Seifert for them. Both guys that tend to get ahead of hitters and not walk a lot of guys. So a lot of action I expect today, Charlie.
So a quick breakdown on exactly what we've seen so far. The Clarinda A's, your St. Joseph Mustangs, They've reached the MINK League Championship. Game 1 was won by the Clarinda A's in Clarinda 10-7. Game 2 took place here at Phil Welch last night. The Mustangs came out on top 5-3. And now they meet in a winner-take-all match, Game 3 at Phil Welch Stadium. The Mustangs get it at home because they're the higher seed. They've played better baseball all year. In terms of the season series, Mustangs now up 5-4. So they've played these guys 9 times, Tyler. This is the 10th matchup between these two teams.
And one thing to note is, yeah, the Mustangs are winning the series, but as of late, it has been more Clarinda. The Mustangs won the first 3 games these two teams met, and then Clarinda took the next 3. And the Mustangs about 5 games ahead at the end of the final standings, but Clarinda, for the last month of the season, had just as good of a record as the Mustangs. And really, these are the top 2 teams in the MINK League, not only from the teams we see in the playoffs right now, but just all year. There was really no doubt once we hit middle of June, late June, these were the 2 teams to beat.
Yeah, the difference between these two teams was the electric start from St. Joe and their, infamous crazy winning streak to start the year. But yeah, again, second half of the season, very similar in terms of performance. The Mustangs won the last regular season game between these two, but that game didn't hold a ton of value. We're going to take a quick break for the national anthem. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups for both teams. Welcome back. An amazing national anthem performance to kickstart Game 3. The starting lineup for the Athletics tonight: Kai Holiday leading off, Joey Caruso hitting second, Sean Basmore in the 3-hole, Drake Cobb hitting 4th, Tyler Macon hitting 5th, Connor McNatt hitting 6th, Evan Smallwood hitting 7th, Lath Holiday hitting 8th, and bringing up the rear, Tucker Gibber. Brandon Seifert on the mound for the A's. So Tyler, really similar. The only switch up is Macon slides up ahead of McNatt. Cobb goes to the 4-hole from the 5 spot. So the 4, 5, 6 hitters with a little switcheroo, but besides that, the same lineup we've seen for the last month.
Yeah, outside of Tucker Gibber, but he's just a replacement catcher. The 2 guys before him went down with injury. But, I mean, it's the Clarinda A's, the same Clarinda A's. We know what we're going to get, a team that has the potential to put up 10 runs, and it really depends on the man on the mound, Trenton Roller.
Yeah, beautiful segue is Trenton Roller. 5-3, or he's 5, only came out of the bullpen, or excuse me, 3 starts on the year, 2-0 record, 2.16 ERA. I mean, Tyler, he's looked really good, and he kind of was the man left out in terms of who would pitch it in the playoff run, and that's why he's getting the nod, but he is very capable of shutting down this A's lineup.
Trenton Roller is a case of a guy, when he's on, he's on. If you get the good Trenton Roller, he's as good as anyone else in that Mustangs rotation. but sometimes tends to be a little wild, tends to get hit hard because of it. But overall, his stats don't really show that. A guy that he's a power pitcher, in my opinion. He only has 15 strikeouts. I would think he would have a lot more. Keeps the ball relatively in the zone and keeps that opponent batting average pretty low. A whip of 1.14 should be good things from the Mustangs, who are going to need a big start from him here tonight.
Yeah, well, that's because this star-stacked Clarinda lineup led by Kai Holiday. He's been the leadoff man all year for this team at Lenore Ryan University. Roller gets in there for strike one.
We've said it before, we said it again. Clarinda, probably the fastest team ever in the MINK League.
Holton with a first test early on for him. He makes the play, and that's big for Mason Holton, who has struggled majorly defensively in this series.
Yeah, he's had 3 errors so far in this championship series. At the same time, he's made a couple of nice plays as well. And at shortstop, you're going to get that. Guys who make tremendous plays but also have the most chances, they are tending to make errors, but a couple of costly ones so far. And really, he would be the guy to watch on defense. Everyone else on the Mustangs has been pretty solid defensively all season. You know what you're going to get? Only difference between today's lineup and yesterday's is Frank Gall's out, Noah Bodenhausen slides to right, Easton Bruce is in left. So the bat, you might be losing something instead of having Frank Gall, but the glove out in left field, fantastic out there.
The 2-0 pitch in there for strike one. So Roller falls behind to both hitters and then fights back in there for the first strike. Caruso chops one to Schrack at second. An easy play for Schrack. Caruso had a good day yesterday for the A's. And when, Caruso, the left-handed bat going against left-handed Sam Pitts, not exactly what we saw coming.
No, not at all. A guy that we always thought backed out of breaking balls, but he hammered a fastball from Sam Pitts' first at-bat. And Jace Johnson, who was virtually unhittable yesterday, he actually had a hit, knocked one to the opposite field. So Caruso fits well in this Clarinda lineup. There's 1, 3, and 4 guys all season have been tremendous, but Caruso fits up right in there.
Now it's Sean Bazemore, who is probably the hottest hitter in either lineup, except for maybe Jeter Mose and the Mustangs.
Mason Holton, too.
And Mason Holton's been hot, too. A lot of guys have been hot, but Bazemore on Thursday went 4 for 5, was just a home run shy of the cycle in Clarinda, and then yesterday had another knock and drove in a run. That one's fouled off. But he has been red hot.
It's hard to say he's been red hot when he's hitting .380 in the year. Maybe that's just how he hits.
It's a great point.
Leads the MINK League in averages of right now.
Well,
he did in the regular season.
It's not new to Bazemore. Is that in his freshman year at Angelina Community College, he hit .331, and there he gets hit in the wrist area. He appears to be all right. Fastball from Roller ran in on the hands.
I'm curious where that hit him because that ball sprayed. I've never seen that before.
Almost begs the question if it got some of that bat knob.
I was thinking the knob, yeah. Also worth noting, we have 3 umpires today. Might help out with some of the calls. It's been, in terms of the field umpires, I think it's been okay. It's the home plate umpires had a zone that's moved around a bit.
I think overall the umpires in the MINK League have been solid, though. You have to give credit where credit's due. It's not an easy job, and they've obviously everyone makes mistakes. No one's perfect, but they've held up their own so far this year.
And having a third umpire now, umpires can be in the more correct spot to make some of these calls. A lot less stress.
Well, it appears that what they're going to do is they're going to have the third umpire rotate between second and third depending on the position, and they're going to keep an umpire down the first base line, which makes sense. So Roller, 2 quick outs, and then a hit by pitch. Now he's ahead of Drake Cobb 0-2, trying to finish him off. Instead, Bazemore takes off. Oh, it is strike 3. The late call from the umpire, but Trenton Roller gets the strikeout. So a quick inning from Roller as we go to the bottom of the first inning in the MINK League Championship, all tied up 0-0. 0-0 is the score. Charlie Marshall alongside Tyler Bermundo bringing you Game 3 action of the MINK League Championship. St. Joe Mustangs take on the Clarinda A's. We just saw a quick inning from Roller. Now we'll take a quick look at the Mustangs starting 9 today. Noah Bonehausen leading off. Carson Schrack in the 2-hole. Darius Freeman hitting 3rd. Mose hitting 4th. John Felix hitting 5th. Mason Holton hitting 6th. Trevor McCollum hitting 7th. Jordan Black hitting 8th. And then switching out for Frank Gall, Easton Bruce hitting 9th today.
And they're on taking Brandon Seifert, the pitcher out of Upper Iowa Area Community College. And a guy in the MINK League who's been good.
As Bonehausen tries to get a first pitch bunt down.
He's been good, Charlie. He's thrown 27 and 2/3 of an inning. He's made 6 appearances, 4 games started. ERA's okay, about on par with the rest of his team at 4.88. Low walk rate, but the opponent batting average sky high. Probably more of a finesse lefty. I would say he's in the low 80s right now, Charlie. Lower 3/4 arm slot.
Bonehausen turns on one for the first pitch, but it's right at Tyler Macon in that left center gap. So Tyler Macon shows off some range in order to retire Noah Bonehausen on just the first at-bat of the game.
Macon made that look easy, and if he doesn't get to that ball, Bodenhausen's running forever.
Now it's Carson Schrack. What an image he's been for the Mustangs. One of the more known players on this squad, and well-deserved. Schrack also swinging early on in the count, but it's going to result in another flyout. So both Bodenhausen and Schrack swinging on just the second pitch of their at-bat, and both of them flying out to the outfield.
Mustangs put up 5 runs yesterday, enough to get the win, but they left a lot of guys on base, and that was an example of why. A lot of times with runners on, they popped the ball up and were making unproductive outs. Plenty of outs in the air yesterday. I'd love to see them take down that launch angle quite a bit.
Well, they also had 2 home runs, so, you know, yin and yang. You get some, you give some.
Same time, they're both solo shots.
It's true. Darius Freeman, team MVP for the Mustangs this year. His stats to finish the year were pretty phenomenal.
Seifert not overpowering, but good sweeper from that arm slot. Going to be fits to lefties. And there's a couple lefties in this lineup for the Mustangs tonight.
You can see it right there as Freeman doesn't look too comfortable versus that pitch. Seifert's put it in a perfect spot right on that inner half. The 1-2 pitch. It's the same pitch. This time Freeman jumps on it, drops it down the line for a 2-out single.
He went to the well one too many times. I don't mind the idea, but you can't leave it up in the zone like that. You got him back out of a couple. That's where you go away with it off the plate. See if you can get a chase pitch. You don't want to give him anything you can hit on 2 strikes right there.
Mose has been on a tear lately. We already mentioned 7 for 9 so far at home in the playoffs. This is definitely a spot where Darius Freeman at first base should be willing to run. Freeman on the year leads the team with 24 stolen bases.
He leads the team in 24 stolen bases, but would be 5th in this entire roster on both teams today, as the A's have 4 of the top 5 guys in stolen bases. 4 of the top 6 guys in stolen bases.
Mose grounds one to Caruso, picks the short hop. He's going to fire it over to Cobb at first base. So both Clarinda and St. Joe get a run around with 2 outs. Neither can advance them into scoring position. And as we go to the top of the second inning, it's 0-0 here at Phil Welch. take a look at that Mustangs defense tonight. We already talked about Bodenhausen sliding from left to right, Easton Bruce in left, McCollum in center, Jordan Black at third, Mason Holton and Carson Schrack are the duo up the middle. Gina Mosey at first, Don Felix behind the plate, Darius Freeman DHing, and Trent Roller is bumping it for the Stangs tonight.
You're not missing any action today, fellas.
First pitch is in there to Tyler Macon. Macon tried to get bunt. Macon another hitter in this Clarinda lineup who has been seeing the ball really well so far, at least in this series.
He went 0 for yesterday.
He did. Had 3 hits on Friday or on Thursday. So I guess still better in Clarinda than he did at St. Joe, but still, I mean, on the year, he's very fast. You know, he's up in terms of stolen bases on the year. This one, and this is just not the guy you want on to start the inning, is Tyler Macon.
And Macon has just gotten better and better as the season progressed. Beginning of the year, he was hitting around 250, but as you can see from the graphic, he's got his average near the 360 mark, and that's good enough for third in the league.
So now Connor McNatt comes up to the plate. McNatt's hit 4-hole the first 2 games. This time it's Drake Cobb hitting fourth, and McNatt went all the way down to 6. Is there any reason you could think of for that? Just a field thing for Coach Eberle?
Well, McNatt has not done too much so far in these playoffs, so it could be a chance for him to regain some confidence, dropping down the lineup a bit. Some hitters produce a lot more when they feel like they're in less pressure situations. So a guy who's normally getting 4-hole is going to be pitched a lot more, like a lot tighter, a lot smarter than a guy who's batting 6th.
McNatt, the only Clarinda A with an RBI yesterday, was a 2-out single into center. And their roller goes right through him. 3-pitch strikeout sends McNatt back to the dugout. Maybe that's why he's hitting 6th.
Or maybe he should be hitting 4th again. I don't know.
So now it's Evan Smallwood. And he had a pretty good game yesterday in terms of quality at bats. Didn't pick up a hit, but walked once. And every at bat, it felt like Smallwood was just making the pitcher work, whether it was Sam Pitts or Jace Johnson. Now Macon's taken off, but he is out at second base, and it's not even close. So Dom Felix nabs Tyler Macon.
You know, credit where credit's due. Dom Felix with a great throw, quick pop time, but that was all on Trenton Roller. Changed up his time and worked really quick to the plate. And if you're Tyler Macon, you got to shut that down.
And shutting down is almost a skill in itself. A lot of players, once they take off, feel like they have to keep going no matter what. But yeah, it's important if you get a bad jump to just head back to first.
Macon has stolen 39 bases this year, and that was the 3rd time he's been caught.
Holton didn't have a chance on that one off the bat of Smallwood, so his first hit since arriving in St. Joe in this series. In steps Lath Holiday.
And you're talking about guys moving around in the lineup. Lath Holiday should have proved he belongs a lot higher, being in the 8th spot. Very perplexing for a guy hitting .330 on the year.
Yeah, he has been hitting the ball very well, and it's not something as of recent. He's done it all year long, like you just mentioned. But then again, so is this entire Clarinda lineup, and that's why they're here in the MINK League Championship. It's not because of their pitching. It's because of what this lineup can do offensively. Now Felix trying to go to first, almost throws it into right field. Mosey had to show some athleticism.
Smallwood has some, well, he does have a speed over there. Compared to the rest of his team, maybe not much, but he swiped 20 bags. And a 2-strike count here, I could see him being on the move.
The 1-2 pitch to Holiday. Just outside. Felix roller one. We saw that a lot yesterday. These Mustangs are just not loving the calls they're getting when they're on the mound. And again, this home plate umpire, very subtle strike 3 call. You have to really wait to see if he's going to punch out the batter or not. The 2-2 pitch, this one not even close.
Felix kicked that one.
Yeah, he went for a backhand, and it hit off his shin guard. Now we're full. This is a big pitch. If Holiday is able to reach in any facet, it'll be the first runner in scoring position tonight for either team.
Leith Holiday has 6 doubles in the year, and if he does get one, Smallwood will be waived.
Smallwood was running, but it doesn't matter. Roller loses him. So is way ahead of Holiday, ends up putting him on, and we kind of feels like we've seen that a lot. And not just from Roller, from a lot of guys in this Mustang staff. Really the only fault you can give them is just at times they struggle to put guys away.
Last time Roller was out there, it was kind of a hopefully it's not a testament to things to come, is he would either dominate innings or when he would had traffic, he would typically give up those runners. So it's not like he would work out of jams. Either he wouldn't get into a jam, or if he did get into a jam, it would take him a couple runs for him to actually get out of there.
Well, Mustangs really need Roller to get out of this jam right here. And he needs to do it now, as this is 9-hole Tucker Gibber, who still is looking for his first hit as a Clarinda A, where you have Leith Holiday on deck.
Kai Holiday on deck.
Or excuse me, Kai Holiday on deck, Leith Holiday at first base. Either one I don't want to pitch to.
No, for sure.
Gibber on the year, or excuse me, before the year, went to Southeastern Community College, where he hit .323 and just 31 at-bats with 3 doubles. So he hasn't had a ton of action lately, as he chops one to Holton, who can take his time with this one, fires to Mose. So Holton looks solid over there at shortstop tonight. Roller looks pretty solid on the mound. We're going to go to the bottom of the second inning, still knotted up 0-0. Dom Felix leading things off in the bottom of the second inning, and what a year he's had, hitting over 300, leads the MINK League in home runs with 4. Mustangs last night got their season total up to 16 on the year. That's 5 higher than any other team in the MINK League.
And Dom Felix, he does lead the league, but he hasn't homered since July 8th, the longest drought of the season so far.
It's not a home run, but it is hit hard up the middle, and it's going to be an infield single to start the inning.
That's good for Felix. It's been a while since I feel like we said his name. He went hitless yesterday. But Felix could be an X factor in this. He's hitting between the 2 hottest hitters in Mose and Holton. And Mason Holton with a tremendous effort yesterday.
Yeah, Holton was on a tear last night. Went 3 for 3, a home run, 2 RBIs, a run scored. Probably the best we've seen him swing it all year long.
What a time for it. Mustangs have had the long ball working the past couple games.
Holton, way foul, but holy, he crushed that one as well. He's been hitting the ball hard.
If you remember correctly, Charlie, right before he hit his home run yesterday, he hit a ball exactly like that. A ball foul would have been out of the stadium by 10, 15 feet. See what happens here.
1-2 pitch from Seifert. Holton laced, but tracked down by Kai Holiday in center field.
He may have gotten out in there, but watch out for Mason Holton tonight. He has looked locked in at the plate. That is a very loud out. He pulls that, gets a little bit under. That ball's gone as well.
Trevor McCollum almost with that 3-run home run last night would have really changed the game. So a lot of these Mustang players, especially in this part of the order, with that home run power.
Yeah, McCollum doesn't have one yet this season, but he's very well capable.
Well, it's something to note, the difference in how these two teams score runs, and it was showcased last night. Clarinda, a team, hits over 300 as a team, right? 301. Well, they lead the MINK League in stolen bases, breaking records. And then the Mustangs with 16 home runs. Don't steal as many bags, don't hit as high as an average. They rely on the long ball.
And it's home run power top to bottom for the Mustangs.
There really isn't a spot in the lineup that can't go yard.
Even Noah Bodenhausen, who would have been maybe the guy who couldn't, he gave that ball a pretty good ride to start the home half.
McCollum down 1-2. Seifert trying to bounce back from that leadoff single, get 2 quick outs. Fouled off.
Right off the bouncy house.
He hit the horse on the bouncy house.
If he was trying to do that, that was unbelievably impressive.
I don't think he was. The 1-2 pitch just off the corner. If he was trying to do that, he should maybe try and hit one in the gap this time.
McCollum talked to the umpires. That ball was close, but called a ball. It's nice to see the umpire at least going both ways tonight.
Yeah, McCollum had a couple calls where he went down on strikes last night that he was not happy with. This one, right at Smallwood, hit hard, gloved, knocked down, and a double play. So McCollum can't catch a break right now as that one was snared right to Smallwood at second base. But it's a 6-4-3 double play. Zeros so far here in St. Joe as we go to the top of the 3rd inning.
This free broadcast of tonight's game is brought to you by Caleb Wells and HLC Insurance, located here in St. Joseph. HLC Insurance specializes in helping individuals, families, seniors, and small businesses with all things health coverage. This includes dental, vision, prescription drug coverage, and life insurance. To schedule a free consultation, call 816-273-4216 or visit hlcinsurance.com today. That is 816-273-4216 or visit hlcinsurance.com today.
You can see in the bottom part of your screen the YMCA, the final time here at Phil Welch this year. We're going to see the YMCA.
Charlie, it might be worth noting, there was a familiar face missing in that YMCA dance. Who was that?
Well, we have Ben Bowman in the dugout for the Mustangs. Intern turns player. How cool is that?
Yeah, he threw against Clarinda through 4 innings. First time against them, and he's actually been pretty solid so far. And Johnny Coy needs him. Ben Bowman will be ready.
That outside part of the plate's not getting called tonight, both ways.
That's all you want if you're either team, just consistency.
And there it is again.
Fans may not like it, but if that's the zone he's established, that was a ball.
Yeah, there's really nothing wrong with it. It's obviously a close pitch. And if he's not going to call it all night, then no one should have any issues with it.
And that's good. That ball was probably 2 balls more over the plate, and he calls it a strike.
Holiday swings, full count. I'm surprised I didn't break the bat as it's flared to Mose at first base. Now it's Joey Caruso stepping in. Again, Caruso, 2 hits yesterday. 3 of the Clarinda players had multi-hit games. Kai Holiday had 3, Lath Holiday had 2, and then Joey Caruso had 2. And that's going to be hit number 1 for the A's tonight. Or excuse me, this inning. As Caruso dumps one over Jordan's black head right in front of Easton Bruce in left field.
Yeah, Roller, good fastball. Got it in on his hands. Definitely missed the barrel of the bat, but it was almost hit with the perfect amount of power. He dumps that over Jordan Black and in front of Easton Bruce.
And anytime you can get a runner on for Sean Bazemore, it's usually a sign of good things to come.
Now, you mentioned the A's not a team that has home run power, but all 4 home runs are coming with their 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Bazemore has 1, Drake Cobb has 2, and Tyler Macon has 1. So if there is a part of the lineup that's going to do it, it's going to be right now.
Well, right now, Roller's focused on putting away Bazemore. Ahead of 0-2, and there's the breaking ball left way upstairs. One, 2 to Bazemore. Fastball grounded right to Holton. Could be 2. 6, 4, 3 in time. So Clarinda ends the bottom of the second with a 6-4-3 double play, or a 4-6-3. And now it's the Mustangs ending it with a double play of their own. We're going to go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. We're moving quick here tonight at Phil Welch Stadium. Jordan Black getting things started in the bottom of the third inning as both teams still searching for their first run of the ball game.
Charlie, I think there's been 5 double plays turned in the last 2 games. And we're only in the third inning here.
Yeah, already 2 double plays tonight. One for each team.
Very costly one for Clarinda last night. In the 9th inning, they had first and second, no one out. And Joey Caruso got off the bag on a line drive and almost was unaware of the situation.
Off the end of Jordan Black's bat, hit right at Bazemore. And that's an easy first out of the inning. So now in steps Easton Bruce, who's playing for Frank Gall tonight. They've been kind of alternating. Game 1, it was Noah Bodenhausen who didn't play. Game 2, it was Easton Bruce who didn't play. And now Game 3, it's Frank Gall who's not playing.
Now, if Clarinda does have a righty on the mound at some point, I wouldn't be surprised to see Frank Gall. He'd be the first guy up off that bench.
This one from Bruce hit into that gap. It's going to be a tough play. Macon, again, tracking down balls in that left center gap.
Macon just with tremendous closing speed. He's showing it right there. I mean, that ball looked like it had double written all over it.
That ball is hit perfectly into the left center gap. And Macon playing a bit off the line if any of these Mustangs can pull one. But right now he's just robbing them all of extra base hits.
He didn't even have to leave his feet for that. I thought he was for sure going to do that if he was going to get there at all.
So the theme of fast continues as there's already 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning.
I mean, it's a pitcher's duel so far, but also not many strikeouts. Guys are putting the ball in play and putting the ball in play early.
Bodenhausen with 2 hits yesterday, as well as 2 RBIs, so he was a key component for the Mustangs picking up a win, as that one was fouled off.
Yeah, he had a clutch 2 RBI single the other day over the shortstop's head. Didn't hit it all that well, but did the job. And that could have been the difference maker in this 5-3 ball game.
This one right to Bazemore. A high hop, but Bazemore goes up to get it. Fires over to Cobb in time. So, again, quick work for everyone tonight. Rollers working quick. Seifert's working quick. We're going to go to the 4th inning. Still no score. First baseman Drake Cobb due up in the top of the 4th inning. A couple relievers head out to that Mustangs bullpen. And with how good Rollers look so far tonight, that just shows you what kind of leash she might be on.
Well, if Roller dominates, he has no tomorrow, so he can go as long as you want. But at the same time, you're going to use the best pitchers you have because no one's playing tomorrow. This is the final game of the season, no matter the outcome.
Yeah, a little different than yesterday in terms of both teams potentially thinking about tonight's game. Not saying either team was really saving anyone per se, but it was at least in the back of these coaches' mind that they had to have someone go tomorrow.
Well, Johnny Coy did save some arms because Sam Pitts 5 innings and Jace Johnson 4 out of the bullpen. So Johnson will not be going today, but a heck of a season for that guy. I mean, really, ERA of .35, 27 innings, 27 plus innings, and 1 run given up? That's absurd. At this high a level of baseball, absurd.
Yeah, and the MINK League was definitely a league known for the offense. As in terms of team ERA, I mean, the Mustangs had the only respectable one, and that was still about 3.5. So Johnson with an ERA at .35, I mean, it's ridiculous. And that's strike 3. So Drake Cobb goes down the second time tonight via the punch-out.
Umpire may have heard you because that call was very enthusiastic.
Yeah, we got a big punch-out. And this isn't the first time we've had this home plate umpire behind the dish. And he's been, I'd say, quiet with his actions the entire year, but there, he let it eat. Both of Cobb's strikeout tonights are looking.
It's also the only guy, well, excuse me, Connor McNatt struck out, but yeah, has 2 of the 3 strikeouts for Clarinda tonight.
Some gas from Roller upstairs.
Tyler Macon was a 2-sport athlete in high school and was originally committed to Memphis, but now at Mizzou.
Any school in the SEC, if you're playing baseball at, you got to be pretty darn good, and that's exactly what Macon is as he takes strike 2.
And if you're playing basketball, any school in the SEC is good, except for Mizzou.
That's true. Mizzou had a rough year last year. Full count pitch to Macon. Swung on and poked to center field. So another soft hit for Tyler Macon tonight. But he's got 2 singles.
And he's also the MINK League leader in stolen bases, so beware. He was thrown out, though, the first time.
Yeah, Roller does a very good job holding his runners at first base.
Now, it's all about varying your timing. If the catcher doesn't have a chance to throw you out, you could have JT Realmuto back there, and it won't matter.
McNatt struck out swinging in his first at-bat. This one, again, flared a little bit more shallow, and Holton able to bring it in. Almost identical to Macon's swing. In steps Smallwood. Smallwood and Caruso, the only 2 A's besides Macon with a hit tonight. And he's going to pick up hit number 2. And Macon's going for third. See what Easta Bruce has to say about it. Off the back of Tyler Macon, and Smallwood advances to second. So 2 runners in scoring position. And this inning has gotten very interesting rather quickly.
Bruce did all he could. That throw was perfectly on the money. It's just Tyler Macon would have beat the throw anyway, but it bounced off his helmet. So that's 2 plays now where an outfielder had a chance to throw a guy out at third base in the last 2 games, but to no avail.
First time tonight either team has had a runner reach third base.
Roller option to go out of the windup.
Pitch just off the plate. Felix doesn't like it, but he's going to have to live with it. 1-0's the count to Lath Holiday. And say what you want about Holiday being in the 8-hole, but probably the perfect 8-hole you could say right now in this situation. Not a lot of guys you'd rather have up in this Clarinda lineup. Big strike 2.
I was going to say after you went down 1-0, you could kind of nibble, pitch around the guy because you have Tucker Gibber waiting on deck. But now that you're 1-2, you go right after him, have Tucker Gibber lead off next inning.
The 1-2 pitch from Roller. In there, strike 3. They're going to say he went around. Either way, it's strike 3, and Trenton Roller has rolled through 4 innings of work, scoreless tonight as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Bit of a delay as Carson Schrack steps up. See what he can do off Seifert. So far, not a lot doing. Mustangs tonight with 2 hits. One was a single from Darius Freeman. The other a single from Dom Felix. Seifert down 2-0 in the count, but still has yet to issue a free pass tonight. And Tyler, you talked about it pregame. That's kind of the pitcher he is. As Schrack got a good amount of that one, but hit right at Tyler Macon.
Yeah, Seifert not afraid to give up hits, but usually attacks the zone. Walk rate, okay, walks about 4 guys per 9 innings, but in terms of this league, that's about average, slightly above average.
Freeman on the night, 1 for 1. He had a single to right field with 2 outs in the first inning. Another inside breaking ball, and that's the same pitch Freeman pulled down the right field line in his first at-bat. So interesting, Seifert going back at Freeman with that same pitch.
I don't mind it for the get-me-over, but he would probably have to either 1, change the location of that pitch on 2 strikes, or 2, you have to go with a fastball. But when you throw it like that, that's gross. That's almost unhittable lefty-lefty.
Well, even, yeah, putting it like you said, a get-me-over, just painting on the inside corner, it's a good pitch, but you can only throw it so many times because once the hitter sees it in, it becomes very hittable.
Now I expect him to go with a fastball.
He goes breaker, and he misses off the plate.
Now you set up the fastball, though. Breaking ball started in the outside corner, went away. Now you throw a fastball just off the outside corner that breaks back in.
They go inside with the fastball. Freeman fouls it off. the pitch before, Freeman appeared to have really seen that curveball, slider, slurve, whatever you want to call it, really well. There it is inside again, and Freeman ropes it, and it eats up Drake Cobb. So Darius Freeman 2 for 2 tonight. Both with singles to right field.
On breaking balls. And breaking balls that were left up in the zone. And I understand it's probably your best pitch, the one you trust the most, but you got to go with a fastball there. He's seen like 6 or 7 of them today, and as good of a pitch it is, it's not going to be as effective when you know it's coming.
In steps blazing hot Jeter Mose. Big opportunity. The Mustangs still yet to have a runner at second base tonight, and we're in the 4th inning.
Might get it right here.
Trying to get it right here, and he will. Throws off line, goes into center field. And there it is. Darius Freeman is the first runner on second base for St. Joe tonight.
That was more on Gibber this time. That stolen base. Pitcher wasn't super slow to play as a lefty, so Freeman didn't have the biggest lead out there, but a good throw. I think he might have a chance at him.
Well, no one better than Mose right here. 1-1 count. And there's that pitch that Freeman was seeing so well, but it's different when you're a left-hander seeing that pitch in as opposed to being a right-hander and it breaking into the zone.
Anyone with a fastball to pitch before. Set it up a bit.
Mose pulls it sharply right at Joey Caruso, who makes a great play. Drop down to the knees, probably saving a run. As if that gets by Caruso, I think it's off for the races for Darius Freeman.
There's a chance he wouldn't go just because the ball was hit so hard and it was in front of him, so he wasn't going on contact there. But either way, a lot better situation now that you have 2 outs instead of guys at the corners and 1 out.
So Mose 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts to Caruso at third base. In front of him is Freeman, who has 2 singles to right field. So let's hope Dom Felix can pick up his second single.
With how this game is going right now, Darius Freeman's run so important since runs are hard to come by.
This one's going to squeak through. Darius Freeman's coming home. It's going to take a perfect throw from Tyler Macon. It's cut off. Darius Freeman, you knew he could run, but did you know he could fly? He scores. Mustangs take the lead 1-0 here in the 4th inning.
I had the same reaction Tyler Macon did. Hands on my head. He threw an absolute rifle to the plate, and it was cut off by Joey Caruso. I don't know why. He was so shallow to where Dom Felix isn't going to take the extra base. And Freeman had a chance of being thrown out right there. Either way, it's 1-0 Mustangs.
Yeah, interesting decision to cut that ball off by Caruso. And he might have cost his team a run.
I mean, that might have been 92, 93 on the gun from the outfield. I mean, that was a laser.
Either way, Freeman was flying around third base. Anyone else on second base, with how softly that ball's hit and how far in Macon was playing, I don't think Johnny Coy is sending him.
And there was no hesitation from him as well. He was chugging. Even if he got the stop sign, I don't think he would have stopped.
Holton, who hit the line drive to center field in his first at-bat, he was all over it. Mustangs already got 1 this inning. Mason Holton trying to add more to that total. The 2-2 pitch way outside. And when you miss that far outside with a 2-2 pitch, what does that do to you maybe as a hitter now that you're full?
Oh, you can relax a bit now. You're on edge in a 2-2 count. All of a sudden, a pitch misses so far outside, you can breathe. You weren't enticed at it by all. And now it kind of resets your eyes. You don't have anything that's going to tunnel well. You just look for the next pitch.
Seifert went with the fastball outside, but Holton smart enough to foul it off. 3-2 pitch. This one drove in pretty well, but it's going to be brought in by Kai Holiday. So Holton has 2 flyouts to Holiday today, but the Mustangs get one thanks to Dom Felix. His second single of the night brings in Darius Freeman, and the Mustangs lead it 1-0 as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Don't go anywhere here on the St. Joe Mustangs broadcast. This free broadcast of tonight's game is brought to you by Caleb Wills and HLC Insurance, located here in St. Joseph. HLC Insurance specializes in helping individuals, families, seniors, and small businesses with all things health coverage, including dental, vision, prescription drug coverage, and life insurance. To schedule a free consultation, call 816-273-4216. Again, that's 816-273-4216, or visit hlcinsurance.com today. That's a sign of a man who's still looking for his first hit on the year, Tucker Gibber. Flares one right to Shrek. Didn't need to say too much about that. First pitch swinging is Gibber. He hasn't done that yet.
It's only a small sample size. Think of around 8 at-bats, but it's going to be in the back of your mind if you join a new team and your stats are online and you don't have a hit.
Yeah, 0 for 8 on the year is Gibber. And when you get the 9-hole to start an inning, it's calming in a sense for the pitcher when you're able to put them away. And now, yes, the top of the lineup up, but you already have that one out.
Especially when you have Clarinda's big hitters coming up.
And that's Kai Holiday, and that's what he's going to do. Tried to cut off by Bodenhausen, but he gets by him and goes all the way to the wall. It's going to be a stand-up double with one out for Kai Holiday.
And that goes to show how important that leadoff out was. Doesn't get much easier, though, with Caruso and then Bazemore to follow Kai Holiday.
Holiday's first hit of the game, and that extends his on-base streak, which will come to an end because this is the last game. But he finished the MINK League reaching base 42 games consecutively.
It's got to be over 55 days since he didn't get an out in a game. Like, I mean, since he got out every time in a game. That's unheard of.
Caruso right back to Roller. He's going to flip it kind of awkwardly to Mose. He wanted to go underhand, thought he was too far, set his feet, makes the good throw.
Now, Charlie, think about how impressive Joe DiMaggio's streak was, because it wasn't even an on-base streak. It was a hit streak. If he was in the MINK League, that means he got a hit in every single game he played.
That would be very impressive. I mean, it's more impressive the fact that it was done in the major leagues.
I was just talking about the length of schedule, but you do have a point. Well, I mean, that's a good question, though, Charlie. Joe DiMaggio played in an era way before this time, and we aren't sure how good the competition actually was then. Would a league like the MINK League compete with the Yankees of the 1930s, 1920s?
Who knows? There's no saying. I mean, I do feel like if those guys, they're clearly very talented, if they were giving the training and everything that we have today, they would probably turn into very fine baseball players themselves, similar to Sean Bazemore. Who pops one up to McCullum in center field. And that's 5 shutout innings of work as Trent Roller is dialed in today here in St. Joe. We're going to go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Mustangs ahead 1-0. Some in-between inning festivities here at Phil Welch Stadium. Even though it's Game 3 of the championship, we're still having fun. Speaking of fun, Tyler, trivia. My question for you today. The Mustangs currently have 8 MINK League championships, going for number 9 tonight. How many of those have been led by head coach Johnny Coy?
Well, Charlie, I could give you an honest rationale for what do I think. But to be honest, I have no clue. I know they had a three-peat a couple years ago, and they won. Sorry, excuse me. They won not last year, the year before, and had a three-peat. So I would assume it's at least 3. And I feel like 2 and 5, you put them in the end as outliers. It's not 2. I think 5's too much. So I'm between 3 and 4. I'm going to go with 3, Charlie.
Wow. Bangs on the final game of the year. Tyler Rundo hit a big cold streak, but comes through at the end.
1 for my last 1, Charlie, and that's all that matters. It's not about how you start, it's how you finish.
Went out on top. Well, yeah, Johnny Coy looking for number 4 tonight. Mustangs ahead 1-0. Bottom of the 5th inning. We've moved quick. Game hasn't even been going for an hour yet.
Oh, this is seriously on pace to be the fastest game of the year.
Just down. McCullum takes low. The full count pitch to leadoff hitter McCullum is hit sharply up the middle. Diving Smallwood can't make the throw. McCullum reaches base safely.
That was a great play by Smallwood just to get to there. And fortunately, with McCullum running hard down the line, didn't have a lot of time to gather himself. So see what they rule it. That's one of those that could go as an error, even though it was hard for him to get the ball in the first place.
That would be unfortunate for Smallwood if it's ruled an error. As
Looks like the score people are giving that a single.
So an infield single for Trevor McCullum to start things off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So far tonight, the Mustangs 2 for 5 in terms of their leadoff hitter getting on base. First pickoff move we've seen from Seifert tonight.
On the flip side, they're only 1 for 6 with 2 outs. So they have a good job getting on base. They just have a tough time bringing guys in, and that's a testament to the 1 run they've scored and the 1 scored in the entire game.
Running is McCullum. And sliding in very safely. The throw from Gibber way offline. Both of his throws tonight have not been where they needed to be.
Clarinda, even worse with 2 outs. They're 1 for 9. 2 outs with runners on, 1 for 9.
Yeah, Roller, who came in tonight, you mentioned pitches better with no one on base. Tonight hasn't really been the tale. He's had to work out of some jams, and he's done it beautifully.
That's really the focus on why the Mustangs are winning this ball game. Trenton Roller putting the team on his back here in the championship. And Brendan Seifert doing a good job as well. I mean, he's turned in a great start here in the championship.
As quiet as this game has been in terms of runs produced, there's still 11 hits. But that's just both pitchers not allowing very many free passes. Seifert still has yet to allow one, and Roller has hit one and walked one.
Both pitch counts pretty low as well. That was pitch number 57 for Seifert. And we mentioned there's no tomorrow, so these guys are pitching well. There's no reason why they can't throw 90 to 100 pitches tonight.
Black into the hole. McCullum's going to move up to third. So first and third with no outs. And that bullpen in left field is up and going for Clarinda. Jordan Black, another guy who had a rather quiet season, but has turned it on as of late.
That's going to spark a mound visit from Coach Eberle, and it's probably just to give the bullpen some time to warm up. And this could very well be Seifert's last batter. He's turned in a great start. But come playoff time, you can't really let your guy work out of jams. You got to throw your best pitcher out there, and as good as he's pitched, there might be someone in the bullpen much more fresh and is ready to go.
Yeah, Seifert has given up 1 earned through 4 innings of work versus one of the best lineups in the MINK League. Now it's up to Easton Bruce to see if we can drive in some more runs.
Big swing from Bruce right there. He's trying to drive in 3 runs on that one.
Bruce down 0-2 in the count.
Seifert pitching Bruce how he should be pitching Darius Freeman. He goes fastball in on the hands. He's a little late and then throws the sweeping slider on the outside corner. Now he can go either way.
Let's see where Seifert wants to go. He goes back to the fastball, left it over the plate. Bruce fouled it back.
Tried to get it as a freeze pitch, but Bruce was ready for it. Now you can go upstairs with the fastball, try to get it above his barrel, or you throw that sweeping breaking ball outside, but you got to make sure with the runner on third that it's not in the dirt.
Some trash on the field, so Johnny Coy's going to get rid of it. But
Johnny Coy with his 3 MINK League championships, looking for number 4.
Wants another ring. But I don't understand Seifert throwing anything in the zone. In this situation, you would kill for a strikeout. You've ahead 0-2 of Bruce. Why are you giving him something to hit? He does it again, and he's going to pay. Trevor McCullum in to score. Easton Bruce comes through with no outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 2-0 Mustangs.
There's any doubt about who was going to play the outfield today. Easton Bruce getting the start and coming through a big run, and a 2-run deficit tonight with how Trenton Roller's pitching is going to feel like a lot, and that's going to spell the end of the day for Brendan Seifert.
3 consecutive singles. Trevor McCullum with a single to Smallwood at second. Black with a single to left. And then Bruce dumps one into center. And that spells at least one. And we'll see if we can get any more when we come back from this pitching change. Charlie Marshall alongside Tyler Bermundo. Bottom of the fifth inning, Xavier Vargas on the mound for Clarinda.
And Vargas did pitch in the first game of this series in Clarinda, went 1 1/3 innings, giving up 2 hits and 1 earned. But in terms of the rest of the season, has not been all that great. The biggest thing that stands out to me is the whip of 2.05. That is sky high.
Bodenhausen thought about dropping one down. Had the corner infielders for Clarinda crashing.
In a game like this, I like it. With how hard runs have been to come by, got the meteor order in Schrack, Freeman, and Mose.
Well, especially with who's on deck. And that's going to be a perfectly placed sacrifice bunt. And it does the job.
I'll tell you, Vargas did not look very comfortable on that throw either, so could be something worth noting. You got a pitcher that can't really field out there.
You can get a look at the dugout and you know who's up. It's Carson Schrack. The fans love Carson Schrack and his walk-up song. Schrack finished up his sophomore year at Coffeyville where he hit .400. Committed to Arkansas. Now he's playing in the MINK League where he hit .266 on the regular season. And now, with one swing, can cement his legacy here at Mustangs Faithful for years to come.
So I'll tell you what, Charlie. He's committed to Arkansas. He's got a ton of power. Doesn't have a home run yet. I have a weird feeling. That is a ground ball.
Up the middle to Smallwood. Makes the play but brings in a run. And Schrack's happy about it. So 3-0 Mustangs. Bottom of the fifth inning. Carson Schrack does the job with a ground out. Brings in Bruce.
He brings up Freeman.
Brings in,
okay.
Jordan Black, not Bruce. Bruce at third. Darius Freeman steps up. And you're never mad at that at bat for Schrack. Just does his job perfectly.
No, for sure. Would you want a 3-run blast? Of course. But in this kind of environment, your pitcher's throwing great. Any little insurance run is going to help.
Vargas trying to leave a runner on third base stranded. The difference between a 3 and a 4-run game feels like a lot, especially in a game like this. So big at bat from Freeman. Foul ball makes it 1-1.
Vargas with a pretty high walk rate, but in the last game he pitched and this one so far has been attacking hitters.
He didn't have a walk on Thursday. Doesn't have one so far tonight, and he's going right at Freeman. And it's going to work out for him as Tyler Macon retreats back, makes the grab right in front of the warning track. So the Mustangs get 2 more, make it 3-0 here in the 5th inning. We're going to go to the 6th inning. Mustangs up 3-0. Take a look at the playoff picture so far this year. And it's been a great playoff run for both teams. Led to Game 3 as we await to see who the champion of the 2024 MINK League season will be.
And so far, it's been a pattern since the semifinals. Every home team has won the ball game, and we hope that continues today.
Yeah, both Clarinda and St. Joe undefeated at home in the playoffs this year. Drake Cobb, 2 strikeouts tonight, both looking. He watches ball 1. Cobb, typically a first baseman who is known for getting to first. He gets on base a lot. On base percentage at .450.
Drake Cobb, small sample size at Palomar Community College out near San Diego in California. He batted .263 and 18 at-bats, but Palomar has been a staple in the California Junior College Division. They have been one of the best teams in Southern California for a long time.
There's strike 1 of the inning for Trent Roller. Despite Roller's stellar performance on the mound so far and the 3-0 lead, still arms throwing in the Mustangs bullpen.
It's Bronco Witt out there who is still yet to throw an inning, and that is one of your best arms who is fresh for the championship. One thing we said coming in, the Mustangs had a big advantage over the A's, was depth, both offensively and on the mound. And the Mustangs have saved their second best arm out of the bullpen, and he is good to go the rest of this game if needed.
And Bronco Witt has been up near the MINK League leaderboard in terms of strikeouts this year. He has a lot of them. Black had a little bit of trouble finding it. Comes in to make the play.
And Bronco Witt would be the best reliever on any team but the Mustangs. When you have a guy, Jace Johnson, .35 ERA. It's hard to top that, but Bronco Witt has been excellent in his own right.
Well, he definitely has been. I mean, on the year, he's pitched 34 innings out of relief for the Mustangs, and he has 39 strikeouts. Only Mustang with more strikeouts than him on the year is Den Biller, who finished with 40. Making 2 straight foul balls, both fouled right back, and he's down 0-2. Goes upstairs with that one. Sets up a breaking ball right here.
Looks like he went with like a splitter or changeup. Good pitch, had Macon out in front, but he did just enough to foul that one off.
Grounded to Black at third.
He's
going to have
hurry.
to use a gun, and he does. Out at first base. Great play by Mose. Jordan Black shows off the rifle that he has in his back pocket over there at third base.
Jordan Black. I mean, we knew he threw hard. We saw him pitch, but man, that ball was a shot across the diamond. Tyler Macon still stands at first.
I don't know what the argument could be at all. He was clearly tagged out before he reached the base.
He's going to try to call interference is what his case is going to be. Let's see what the umpires say.
Fans at St. Joe are letting him know he's out as the umpires meet in the middle of the infield.
Macon knew it immediately. I mean, in terms of he thought he was safe immediately, calling for it, but he was out.
Macon, again, leads the Mink League in stolen bases, so just shows you how impressive of a play that was from Black.
Really off the bat, I didn't think Jordan Black had much of a chance, but an absolute gun over there at third base.
Just like that, there's 2 outs, and Trent Roller is just continuing to deal.
McNatt is a taco hitter tonight, but he went down on 3 pitches back in the second inning, so some fans are getting tacos. Now they're just hoping for some more.
That one ran inside, almost got a piece of McNatt. Either way, it's 3-0. Roller fell behind 3-0 to Cobb earlier in this inning. Worked back and got him out. Just trying to do that right here.
Now, good job of Roller on both as at bats. It's going to happen. You're going to fall behind, but you got to be aggressive in the zone, especially with a 3-run lead now.
McNatt jumps on one. This is going to be extra bases for Connor McNatt. And the Clarinda A's are going to have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
I don't blame Roller. He went back in the zone, something he had to do after falling behind 3-0. Got it to 3-1, and McNatt just being a good hitter right there. Got a fastball in a hittable location and jumped on it.
2-out extra base hit brings up Evan Smallwood, who's 2 for 2 on the day. 2 singles, 1 to center, 1 to left.
And that's going to spell the end of Roller's day. They're going to go
Wow.
to Bronco Witt. I get it's the playoffs, and you have Bronco Witt available. I would have let Roller go a little bit more.
He gets greeted nicely by Frank Gall and the rest of his teammates. Well out in front of his dugout as the entire team has come out to congratulate him. What a start tonight from Trenton Roller. He works 5 2/3, gives up 0. He does have McNatt on second, who he's responsible for. But in comes Bronco Witt, and the only reasonable explanation for that is how dominant Bronco Witt's been this year. We'll take a quick break while Witt gets loose on the mound. When we come back, Clarinda will have a runner in scoring position as they're threatening.
This free broadcast of tonight's game is brought to you by Caleb Wells and HLC Insurance, located here in St. Joseph. HLC Insurance specializes in helping individuals, families, seniors, and small businesses with all things health coverage. This includes dental, vision, prescription drug coverage, and life insurance. To schedule a free consultation, call 816-273-4216 or visit hlcinsurance.com today. That is 816-273-4216 or visit hlcinsurance.com today.
Bronco Witt, he's been phenomenal all year long for these Mustangs. Roller's final stat line reads 5 2/3, gave up 7 hits but no runs, only 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, faced 24 batters.
And Roller controlled the free passes, did give up a good amount of hits, but they didn't come in bunches, didn't have a lot of free passes. And that's just a great showing from him in the biggest game of the season.
One reason that might have spelt the end of the day for Roller is because Smallwood, who's up now, already has 2 singles off him. So head coach Johnny Coy wasn't messing around anymore. Instead goes to his phenomenal reliever in Bronco Witt.
And Witt, 33 innings pitched, 3-1 record, 1.15 whip, and a 1.64 ERA. A guy strikes out a ton, walk rate fairly high, but the opponent batting average at 161. He's virtually unhittable, just can get a tad wild sometimes.
2-1 pitch, just in on the corner. Witt just finished his freshman year at Maple Woods. He appeared in 16 games. He had 3 starts. Pretty solid season for him in his freshman campaign.
That's embarrassing.
That's a bit of a makeup call on the pitch before. Smallwood gets some laughs at him as, tossing your bat back to the dugout, never a good feeling. Now he has full count.
It's going to be in the back of your mind, too, after you just toss the bat to not strike out now.
Connor McNatt stands on second. 2 outs. Smallwood pulls it over the head of Black. They're waving McNatt home, and Bruce kicks it out there in left field. So Clarinda gets their first run of the ball game, and it comes by a 2-out single, his 3rd of the game, Evan Smallwood.
And no harm, no foul for Easton Bruce. He did kick that ball around a bit, but there was no way he was getting McNatt coming home, and the runner didn't advance. So didn't look pretty, but it doesn't affect the game. And just a good piece of hitting by Evan Smallwood, who's been really a productive guy in the bottom half of the lineup for Clarinda in this playoff.
So now Roller gives up 1 through 5 2/3. Still phenomenal outing from Trenton Roller tonight. Now Witt, not messing around anymore, goes right at Lath Holiday. 1-2.
Mustangs do have Jaron Guck stretching and tossing, so Witt does get into trouble. That's probably who they're going to turn to.
Yeah. Some other names we might see tonight, I would say Teixeira.
Biller could be ready.
Biller could come out. Harrington could be ready. Maybe in Franca if they want a lefty. Holiday right to Holton, that shortstop. Has a little bit of trouble getting it out of his glove, but still gets it to first in time to end the inning. So the A's go back-to-back with 2 outs to get 1 run. It was a single or a double and then a single. As we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, the Mustangs still lead it 3-1. That's exactly what he does. Oh, 2-pitch to Mose is hit up the middle. Mose. Well, that's not Bronco Witt. That's Jeter Mose. And we just showed you how phenomenal he's been at home in the playoffs so far this year.
He was 7 for 9 coming into this game. Big home run yesterday. We'd show you that, but we were showing the defense when it happened, so you could hear me go nuts, but you couldn't see the home run. But we can tell you for sure that ball was destroyed. It had a family.
It did not go back home to it.
It's a good one.
Strike 1 to Mose. Vargas going right at the Mustangs hitters this inning. Or at least he's looking to. As Clarinda got one in the top half, and you never want to give up any when you're trying to chip away like the A's are right now. Smallwood almost throws it away, but routine ground out. So Mose came in for tonight 7 for 9. He's 0 for 3 with 3 ground outs. Felix, really solid day at the plate so far. 2 for 2. 1 infield single in the second inning where Bazemore dove out just to keep it in the infield. And then a single to left, which brought in, as that one's hit up the middle. So Felix, 3 for 3. His single earlier brought in Freeman for the first run of the game.
After a hitless night yesterday, great bounce back game from Felix. Now you're setting the table for the hottest hitter in the Mustangs lineup right now.
Downstairs, 2-0 to Mason Holton.
Dangerous count. He's been hot. He loves pitches middle in. If he gets one, you best believe he's taking a hack at it.
That one outside. He goes the other way with it. But Lath Holiday in right field able to bring it in as it just stayed in the ballpark.
And he missed it, and he knew it.
It carried a bit, though.
It did.
You can see the wind's blowing out to right field tonight.
We haven't seen an opposite field home run all season, but the wind blowing that way, still a couple of big batsmen for the Mustangs. You never know.
McCullum hits it sharply, but this one's not hit high enough, and it's right to Holiday. So Holiday takes care of both Holton and McCullum. As we go to the 7th inning, things are getting a little grim for the A's. Mustangs lead it 3-1. Don't go anywhere. Tucker Gibber digs in. 7th inning, we had time. I was a little concerned about what was going on the mound. Bronco Witt went to pitch. Gibber requested time and got it. As a pitcher, some guys really get upset when that happens.
Well, if he was upset, he took it out on that pitch and painted it.
The 0-2 pitch fouled off. If you're Tucker Gibber, the only pitching he's seen all year has been Mustangs arms. And it's been the best of them. You have to feel for the guy.
And he's still not going to have a hit.
Bronco Witt feeds the horse. Routine play for him on the mound.
Now, did you say feed the horse because we're the Mustangs or because his name's Bronco?
All of it.
Good.
It's also an analogy that I watched all the pitchers get taught to use. When you're making a play to first base, you feed the horse when you underhand toss it.
Ah, see, I never heard of that, and I'm a pitcher. See, we don't really have horses where I'm from, in beautiful Long Beach, California.
The 1-1 pitch upstairs to Kai Holiday. Holiday on the night. 1 for 3 with a double to right field. Now it's a 2-2 count.
Holiday 1 for 3, and his average would drop. It's incredible.
In the dirt. Full count. Just a 2-run lead for the Mustangs right now. You don't want to be walking one of the faster players on the field. 3-2 pitch. Close, but outside. Kai Holiday with a very disciplined take. And he's going to reach first base.
In Kai Holiday, the average is impressive at 371, but the on base up over 530, that to me stands out even more.
I mean, just think about a player who gets on base over 50% of the time, and that's what Kai Holiday is. That's what that on base percentage being over 500 means. Caruso, this could be the double play that Witt was looking for, and it is. And plenty of time to end the inning. Mason Holton saw Jordan's black arm like to show off his zone. Bottom of the 7th inning, Mustangs on top 3-1, and you can feel it here at Phil Welch. Jordan Black due up. Bottom of the 7th inning, 3-1 Mustangs. Charlie Marshall alongside Tyler Bermundo. We've been bringing it to you guys all year long, every home game.
Well, you missed a couple games, Charlie, but I've been here every home game.
Either way, we do want to take a second to thank you guys for everything. Even if you've attended games here in the Mustangs, everyone who's tuned in to watch these Mustangs games, it means a lot to us as we do put a lot of work. We've spent hundreds of hours on this stream and to bring you guys great Mink League baseball.
And it's awesome to see the viewership. I mean, we saw the most we've had all season here for this championship game. It means a lot to us, and it's nice to see hard work really pay off. And I'm actually really sad to see this come to an end, as there'll be a new wave of interns here next year. But, I mean, Charlie, this was an absolute blast to be here with you all season. And, again, thank you to all the loyal St. Joe fans and fans flooding in from other teams. Like, it means a lot to us, really.
Black flares one out to center field. Kai Holiday comes sprinting in, makes the grab, calls off his brother. One out. In steps Easton Bruce, who singled at his last at-bat.
We haven't really talked about this, but these two teams by far the best defensive outfields. Everyone in the outfield tonight has tremendous speed and gets really good reads.
Bruce, a really good outfielder in his own right. Probably the slowest of the 6 outfielders playing today, but the way he's able to read balls, and he has a pretty good arm out there in left field as well. He's no slouch. But he's down 0-2 right now to Vargas.
Vargas has done a great job coming in so far. Well, the Mustangs were able to turn the Bronco away at a guy. You kind of know what you're getting with Vargas. A little bit more of a wild card, high walk, high strikeout. But he's done really well so far.
Yeah, he's bringing it tonight. You can tell the atmosphere at Fort Welch, along with the adrenaline and pitching a championship game, has him up there a few ticks on the radar gun. Bruce just throws the line out there to stay alive. Full count to Easton Bruce. The left-hander, been a really solid late addition to this Mustangs team.
Bruce, known for a high strikeout rate, but doing a great job battling here, making Vargas work for the first time in a while.
So we're going to do it again. Vargas gets the sign, comes set. Bruce awaits it. He thought it was inside. It's strike 3. A pitch that hasn't gotten called much today. Bruce gets rung up on right there.
Yeah, Bruce backed out of that. I thought that might have caught over the plate. I thought that was down. But it's not my decision that matters.
Now it's no Bodenhausen. He's dropped a sacrifice bunt in his last at-bat. Besides that, he's grounded out to shortstop and flown out to left field. And that fly out to left field to start the game, he hit pretty well. He put a pretty good charge into it.
Mustangs have 3 runs, but they're 1 and 2 guys here tonight. Bodenhausen and Schrack combined 0 for 6. Make that 0 for 7.
And that's exactly what it is as Bodenhausen grounds out for the second time tonight. 8th inning, and the magic number is just 6 outs for the Mustangs as they look for number 9. Top of the 8th inning. Bronco Witt still out there for the Mustangs. Sean Bazemore leading things off.
I would love to see Bronco Witt go Jace Johnson. This game closes out. Johnson went 4 innings. Bronco Witt has a chance to go 3 1/3.
Right to Schrack, fields it cleanly. Over to Mose in time.
If all goes well, only 5 more outs for Clarinda.
Drake Cobb, 2 strikeouts and a flyout. And Cobb in his last at-bat got ahead 3-0 on Trenton Roller and then flew out to Jordan Black at third base.
And it's important to get outs early these next couple innings just because you don't want to have to turn the lineup over and face Kai Holiday again.
Yeah, right now things are set up nicely for the Mustangs. If they can get through this order or this inning in order, it would be 6, 7, 8, 9 due up in the top of the 9th inning.
Yeah, and in the time when Kai Holiday, I mean, after that Caruso, and you just saw Sean Bazemore, I mean, those are your big dogs. You'd love to avoid facing them at all costs.
To be fair, tonight, the only run that's been produced has came from the 6-7 hitters. That was a 2-out double from Connor McNatt, along with a clutch 2-out single from Evan Smallwood, and he has 3 of them tonight.
Witt's got to go after him here. The worst thing he can do is allow a free pass.
Tyler Macon and then McNatt, and these have been the 4, 5, 6 hitters all year long. These are not the guys that you want to be facing with runners on base, and that's what Bronco Witt's going to have to do.
Macon known for his speed and his defensive prowess, but the Mizzou commit also has the power to drive one out of here.
He already has 1 home run on the year. And any time a runner reaches base now in this game, with it being this late, you can feel the nerves creeping up on you as a player.
Good bounce back pitch there, though, from Bronco Witt.
One pitch to Macon.
Jaron Guck is ready out there.
Macon came into tonight hitless at Phil Welch in this series. He has 2 hits, got thrown out stealing, kind of an interesting day for him. His last at-bat was a ground out. So 2 for 3 on the night, 2 singles, and a ground out. 1-2 pitch from Witt. Just off the plate. And the fans don't like it, but again, he hasn't called that at all tonight. So you have to appreciate that he's being consistent.
It's a good call, but for Macon, you probably want to take a swing, not even leave that to chance.
And it's the same pitch. Macon chases, and Witt gets the strikeout.
It's a great
strikeout
job.
Number 40 on the year for Bronco Witt.
Great job from Witt. Same pitch, this time 2 to 3 inches further outside, and he got the chase. Good sequence.
So McNatt's the last hitter in this lineup to have not faced Witt tonight. This is Evan Smallwood on deck. He already is 1 for 1 with a single off him. And starters in general, their ERA goes up once guys get to see them twice and 3 times. But relievers, their ERA really spikes when guys get to see them a second time, and that's typically because they don't have more than 2 pitches or 3 pitches that they can spread out and disperse to these hitters. McNatt, another ball hit down the line. Drake Cobb off to the races. McNatt's going to stop at first. Almost got backpicked. First and third with 2 outs the only hitter tonight with 3 hits for either team stepping into the plate right now.
Gotta say, in terms of where that ball was hit, the speed that was hit off the bat, I'm very surprised it's first and third. I think it could have been a lot worse. Good job by Noah Bodenhausen getting that in quickly. I mean, there's a chance the tying run could have been on second and it would have been a 1-run ball game.
Well, the wind has shifted a bit. It is blowing straight in now from center field. And Bronco Witt in the playoffs in a bit of a jam. And that's it for him tonight. Jaron Guck is going to be tasked with getting out of this 2-out jam when we come back. 3-1 Mustangs. Jaron Guck out of relief, 12 relief appearances on the year, and he's been solid in just about every single one of them.
Yeah, he struggled a little bit toward the end of the regular season, got hit around pretty hard, but overall, his K per 9 is outrageous. 25 strikeouts in just over 15 innings, and against Carroll turned himself a pretty good relief appearance in the semifinals of the playoffs. But a guy high strikeout rate sometimes gets hit around. That could be a testament to him not attacking hitters and falling behind. But when Jaron Guck gets ahead, Jaron Guck is one of the best arms out of this bullpen.
Evan Smallwood stands in now. Guck against Carroll through 1 inning, giving up no runs and 1 strikeout, and that was his last appearance so far. In there early on, and that's a big first pitch to get ahead of Smallwood.
Yeah, you can't fall behind the guy who's the only one who's 3 hits tonight. You got to make him uncomfortable, and that's what he's doing right there. 0-2.
So Guck, despite the nerves of coming into a situation like this, in a game like this, ahead 0-2, and now just 1 pitch away from getting out of this jam. Fastball up. And Smallwood, again, a tough task in terms of punching him out. He does not go down easy.
Aaron Harrington throwing out in the Mustangs pin. I think it'll all depend on how Jaron Guck does right here. Took that out of the catcher's mitt. Holy cow.
He waited about as long as he possibly could before firing at that one. Line drive well foul. So Guck ahead with the fastball, dominating this at bat with the fastball so far. The 1-2 pitch, grounded foul. So now Smallwood has seen him a little bit. He's seen the breaking ball, which he just fouled off. He's seen the fastball. What do you go to?
He's been a little late on the fastball. I'd elevate one here. Throw a fastball, throw it up in the zone. You got to go to one and throw it by him.
Guck comes set. Grounded to Holton. It's going to be a tough play for Mason Holton. Gets it out of his glove. Fires to first in time. Jaron Guck out of relief. Picks up Bronco Witt. Picks up the entire Mustangs team as they're going to lead 3-1 going to the bottom of the 8th inning here at Phil Welch Stadium. And for probably the last time this year,
Hopefully the last time this year, unless we see him again this inning.
in steps Carson Schrack. And again, I've said it multiple times tonight, but the fans here have fallen in love with Schrack. They love the walk-up song. If you haven't made it out to a game, he gets the hands above the air. Everyone gets clapping.
Thought you were about to say if you haven't made it out to a game, you should come out. But it's going to be a long time for that, Charlie.
You missed out, to say the least.
You really did. It's been an incredible season.
Schrack harshly hit on the ground right to Smallwood in time for out number 1.
The most impressive thing about the Mustangs in terms of just the promotional stuff and the show we put on is there are leagues with just as good a talent all across the country, and they draw in their parents. Even other teams in the MINK League get 50 people to come out to games. Here, every game over 1,000, some games almost 7,000, and here tonight, we don't have the attendance yet, but I would say it's somewhere around the 4,000 mark.
A big turnout on a Saturday night for Game 3 of the MINK League Championship. Although a lot of you guys do tune in and on the broadcast as well. Again, we greatly appreciate that. Me and Tyler, to start the year, set out a goal of reaching 500 subscribers on the YouTube account of the Mustangs. We've reached 491. So if you haven't subscribed, again, we don't like to ask a lot because we'd like to keep it professional, but we would greatly appreciate it. As Freeman takes one off the dirt. 1-1.
I think that goal of 500 sounded unattainable at the beginning of the year, but now we have 235 people watching this. It's pretty special, Charlie. It really is.
1-1 pitch to Freeman. Fouled off. Vargas in relief tonight. I mean, he's not going to get a ton of looks and credit for it because he came in when they were losing. And, they haven't been able to mount a comeback so far. But he really has shut down the Mustangs. So
I was just about to mention, yes, we're broadcasting for the Mustangs team, but credit to Xavier Vargas. Very quiet, but has really kept the A's in this game. He inherited runners. It was 3-0 when he came in, and he's pitched a fantastic 3+ innings.
So the Mustangs MVP in his final at bat of the season goes down swinging. Now with 2 outs, Jeter Mose comes in, and he's another man who's just been a staple to this lineup all year long. He really hasn't missed a game.
Mose with an absolute shot yesterday to tie the ball game up at 3.
And he's been hitting the ball hard all series. Well, that one is going to be a fly out to Lath Holiday. But everyone's okay with that because here we go. We're going to the top of the 9th inning. The Mustangs need just 3 outs to claim MINK League title number 9. We're going to see if they can do it when we return. Jaron Guck is the one who's tasked with 3 straight outs to bring home number 9 for the Mustangs. He has 2 runs to work with. Lath Holiday leading things off.
It's not the easiest task either. You got Lath Holiday, who's probably the best 8 hitter in the league. Tucker Gibber, you know, he's new to the team, but then you got Kai Holiday, Joey Caruso. You want to get outs as quickly as possible, not get to the meat of this order.
Yeah. So although the A's did strand 2 runners last inning, and although that takes some momentum out of them, and us here, you know, Mustang fans are grateful they're able to get out of that, it did flip the order. It guarantees, you know, the most consistent hitter in Kai Holiday, who's been probably the best hitter for them all year long in at bat.
Lath Holiday surviving, barely.
And this is a big at bat for Holiday. Gibber on deck. We just haven't seen much out of him this year. Makes Holiday's at bat that much more important. Guck comes set. He's ahead 1-2. Outside.
Over to that one. Right idea, throwing the breaking ball outside. Just wasn't even close to influence the swing from Lath Holiday.
Holiday hit it down the line. It's going to be a fair ball. So extra bases to start things out here in the 9th inning.
That's just a great piece of hitting from Lath Holiday. Got the front hit breaking ball. Didn't panic, let it travel, and ripped it down the line. Good effort from Jordan Black.
We're going to get a pinch hitter for Gibber here, and you can't blame Coach Eberle.
That's number 7, Luke Spencer. Batting .235 on the year. I mean, really, we mentioned with the A's, they have a great starting 9, but not much after that.
Yeah, Spencer has 42 1/3 innings pitched on the year. This is a guy who's used to throwing in big moments, and now hasn't had a lot of action offensively, and he's asked to come up in a huge spot.
But really, he has the most at-bats out of any, excuse me, the second most at-bats out of anyone on their bench because they're just so top-heavy. The only other guys would be Mark Henderson and Caden Lindsay, the 2 catchers that have been out. And really, that begs the question, who the heck is going to catch? Shall they do get to the 9th inning?
So now Holiday on second base with no outs. Good news for the Mustangs. They're up 2. If you're a Guck, you have to act like Holiday is not even there.
And don't worry about him. And if anything, he may be trying to steal signs. You could almost let him take third if he wants.
Strike 2. Guck gets ahead of pinch hitter Luke Spencer, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on. In the hole. Holton's going to third. They're trying to get Holiday at third, and they do. What a play from Mason Holton. Heads up.
That was huge. Holton had no chance of getting Spencer at first. Lath Holiday with an unnecessary risk. Coach Eberle not happy about the call, but, I mean, Lath Holiday, you can't go on that. You can only go if you're 100% sure you can get there because your run doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, Holton would have had a really tough time going to first, and a player who's caught so much slack for his fielding recently comes up huge with the glove.
And that changed the momentum completely. I mean, you felt like there was a chance Clarinda could claw back, but that's a big, big out. Kai Holiday now up with 1 out and a guy at first.
That one might have froze the umpire as Kai Holiday took it thinking it was up. It dropped in there just a little high. And again, Harrington the one throwing in the bullpen. But his last start was not great versus the A's. As Holiday grounds it to Schrack. They're going to go for the double play. This could be it right here. Safe. Kai Holiday digs it out to keep the hopes alive for Clarinda. And for the final time, The bells are chiming here at Phil Welch Stadium.
Crowd is going crazy right now. And on that last play, I would have been very tough to double up Kai Holiday, but a close play nonetheless. But now it doesn't matter. Now it's all about you and Joey Caruso.
Joey Caruso, he's hit well at Phil Welch since arriving here to this series. He takes the first pitch, Guck's in there for strike one, and you can feel the energy coming from the ground here at Phil Welch Stadium.
3,000 fans in attendance tonight, but it feels like so much more with the energy.
0-1 pitch in there, strike two. So now Caruso in some serious trouble. Holiday at first. 2 outs, Jared Guck on the mound, he comes set. The 0-2 pitch outside.
I like that pitch a lot, though. Looked just like the breaking ball that caught the corner. Probably enticed to swing a bit from Joey Caruso. Now that sets you up to go anywhere.
Guck takes a deep breath, gets the sign, comes set. The 1-2 pitch, swinging strike three, and there it is! The Mustangs are your 2024 MINK League champions!
Come on now, Jared Guck shuts the door. 4-out save, little bit of trouble. Mason Holton with a tremendous play at short, and that's it. Your Mustangs, champions again, atop the MINK League.
Wow, just phenomenal stuff from the Mustangs. What a season for St. Joe.
They were down 1-0 in this series, needed to win 2 in a row at Phil Welch, and they got it after back-to-back thrillers. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have the post-game show. A bit of a delay as we're going to show you the on-field festivities. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a bit.
That's the perfect word to describe what we just witnessed. Number 9, MINK League title number 9 for your St. Joseph Mustangs, and it came in spectacular fashion. It was Jaron Guck striking out Joey Caruso. That was the final nail in the coffin tonight, Tyler.
And there's no better way to end that season, especially in a game that didn't have a lot of strikeouts. Really, one of the best pitch totals we've seen all season. We have to credit Clarinda for coming in and shutting down the Mustangs' offense a ton. Xavier Vargas out of the bullpen, 3+ innings. But at the same time, Trenton Roller, 5+ innings for him. Bronco Witt and Jaron Guck, 3 pitchers the Mustang used to hold Clarinda to just 1 run. And that was basically the story of the game.
I mean, it was. And we haven't seen a lot of pitching duels here. And especially, these two teams are the best offenses the MINK League has to offer. Both lineups are stacked with powerhouses. But tonight, the arms. And I think talking a little bit, we were like, Roller was really that standout tonight. He was the guy, came out there against a team like Clarinda, who the Mustangs have thrown their best arms at in the past and not gotten good results. Roller came out tonight and dealt. He shoved, and that's just the best way to put it. I mean, he looked phenomenal out there. Is anything else you can maybe point to for what the outlier was tonight?
Well, I have to give credit to Mason Holton, a guy who has hit the ball tremendous this postseason, really got hot. And then today the bat was kind of quiet for him. But did he make up for it in the field? Heck yeah, he did. A clutch play in the last inning, getting Lath Holiday going to third. That changes the complexity of the inning completely. Jaron Guck would have had runners at the corners and no out for the top of the lineup, tying run at first. Instead, Lath Holiday out on a play where he was the only option to be out. Like, you were not going to get Luke Spencer running down the line at first. So that was huge. And Jaron Guck just did the rest. A great team effort, and really a great team effort all season. You know, there are some standout players for sure, but top to bottom, the Mustangs thrived.
Well, we talked about it all year. The depth that this team has was different, and that was really the difference. You know, who knew in the championship game it was just going to come down to who had the deeper team? Both teams had their stars, without a doubt. You know what I mean? That's not even up for discussion. But when it came down to just the bullpen that each team had and the depth in the starting rotation with Roller being a late add, I mean, Trenton Roller realistically is the 4th or 5th option for this Mustangs, and just in terms of, you know, what they've ran with all year. And he's probably better than any guy Clarinda can roll out there. That's just what the depth for this Mustang team can do. It's really impressive. The Mustangs did it all year long. Tyler, any kind of final words before we sign off for our final time?
We said it earlier, but we'll say it again. Thank you for an incredible season. It has just been a blast to be at Phil Welch. A dream for me and Charlie. Like, this is what we want to do, and be able to put on a broadcast for all of you, do it all from scratch. It means a lot to us, a lot of work that I know is going to pay off in the end. And that's maybe the final time we call a game at Phil Welch, but it shouldn't be the final time we call a baseball game. So,
yeah, I agree. Everything you said was very well spoken. Tonight, the Mustangs win it 3-1. MINK League title number 9. I mean, they're asserting themselves above everyone else in this league if it wasn't already. A great year from them. We really hope you guys enjoyed us bringing it to you guys all year long. For the final time, I'm Charlie Marshall alongside Tyler Ramundo.